I'm Doug Boyle for SalesLabs. We have with us today Rick Terry, whose career I've followed with great interest over the last 15 years as he's worked from small to medium-sized companies and now is working as a team coach and evangelist for one of the most respected and largest companies on the planet. Rick, welcome.
Thank you, Doug.
First of all, Rick, how do you determine when it's time to start thinking about hiring new people for your team?
Well, Doug, that depends whether you're looking to expand the team or whether you're looking to replace people on the team. If you're looking to expand the team, you've got to make sure that there's sufficient territory, sufficient opportunity, that there's going to be something to feed their mouths when they join the organisation. If you're looking to replace people on the team, then you've got, again, two choices. Are you bringing people in to replace them and then managing people out of the business thereafter, which can cause an interesting team dynamic? Or are you looking to manage people out of the business and then hire to replace them? And that can obviously give you a skills gap if you're not careful.
Is the 80-20 rule still in effect today in the sales environment that you work in? And if so, where do you find more people to inhabit the 20% that are the top performers?
The Pareto Principle, I think, is a universal one. And so, yeah, I think it's alive today. I think the challenge that you have is to find who are the best 20%. And bear in mind that the very best quite often will want to go somewhere else if opportunity dries up in your particular market or segment, or that your competitors want to poach them, or maybe even they've been so successful they want a change of lifestyle. So under those circumstances, you shouldn't just concentrate on hiring into that 20%, but how can you take the 80% and turn them into somebody that's of the caliber of the 20% to replace the people at that level?
Could you fire the bottom 80% and still make your quota with those top 20%?
That's an interesting concept. I would be very challenged to consider that in the team, only because you are then putting all your eggs in one basket. And if that 20% for whatever reason doesn't perform or leaves, then you're left with nothing, no pool of talent to dip into, and no way of being able to recover your position. I think that would be a very risky strategy. But I do think you need to look at maybe your bottom 20% on a regular basis, people who aren't performing, because their lives aren't happy by not performing. You need to help them go and find something else to do.
Do you find that that bottom 20% takes more of your time to manage, to lift them up, than the other 80%?
The bottom 20% and the top 20% are the ones that actually take the most time. The bottom 20% because you want to be coaching them or managing them out of the business, and the top 20% because you want to be retaining them, but also because they tend to be the people who need a few extra strokes. They're prima donnas, and you want to make sure that you're keeping them on the team because you want them to continue to be successful.